Hey guys, and welcome to a new series on my channel. Recently I asked you guys whether or not you'd be interested in seeing a palette a day series. A couple of you did say you'd be interested in seeing that series testing all of the indie brand eyeshadow palettes that I have in my collection, and these are brand new to me. I made it kind of a mission in my personal life to support more independent brands and get more into indie eyeshadow brands. So I have been hauling a bunch. I've got a bunch of different indie brand haul shadow videos on my channel. I think there's 4 installments, and I will be trying to link those in the description box in case you guys are interested in checking them out and you haven't already. But I have 45 palettes that I have not tested, I have not put on my eyes. I have swatched most of these in the haul video, but in these videos I am going to fully swatch all of the palettes before we do one look. Not all of these palettes are still available. I noticed that after hauling them, some of them sell out. That's how indie brand shadows go. But in case some of them do come back in stock, and in case you guys have these palettes in your current collection and are interested in seeing a look, I am going to include all of the palettes that I hauled, regardless of whether or not they are still available. I am just picking the palettes that are really calling to me the day that I come up here to film these videos. And if you are interested in me doing a look with any one of those next, please leave it in the comments below. If you guys aren't currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe. You guys, let's get into it. Welcome in to day 7, you guys. Today we're going to be doing a palette that is discontinued, I'm pretty sure. It's the Klarity Kosmetics Bloom palette. I want to say I picked this up when it was being phased out, when they said that they were going to discontinue it and it was like heavily discounted. I feel like quite a few of my palettes I've done that with because I really do like getting them at a discounted price. This probably came out, I want to say, at the end of February of 2022. It's a little bit more than a 2-year-old palette. This shade came broken when it arrived, but it doesn't surprise me because the packaging here kind of came up. The cardboard here is like a little bit loose. I wanted to do this palette today because I wanted to do something more purple. I feel like in all the looks that I've done, I've gravitated towards a lot of greens and burgundy looks, but I haven't done something that's completely purple. I did a look with the Bella Beauté Bar palette that was like a little bit pinky purple, but I thought I'd do something primarily purple with this. Don't know the direction that I'm gonna go in mattes and shimmers. I mean, I'm drawn to this shimmer right here because it's a flippy one. And it's super light reflecting, but all these shimmers look super buttery soft. So let's do this, you guys. We get to swatching this whole thing. We'll come up with a look. Man, this soft one, ooh, I'm scared. Get some ideas on what I want to do here. You know, sometimes Klarity Kosmetics comes out with these like really sandy shades, really like a thick packed glitter that feels like sand. Ooh, and this matte feels hard panned already. Why? I don't know. This could be an older palette too, like they could have had this in their collection. See these shimmers? They look so sandy. Yeah, they are. These ones that are like this, I don't like. From Klarity Kosmetics, and it's honestly in every one of their palettes. This one was the one that was hard panned. Uh-oh, hello. It picks up on my finger okay, but it's not swatching the greatest. See this one that looks like sandy? It's gross and chunky. Ooh. Here I am rubbing it in like really hard, and then it gets a little bit more smooth, but it's super chunky initially. I don't love the consistency on those shades. They're really hard to work with, and I feel like most of their palettes have had it. I just picked up their stained glass palette. It's a 6-pan and it was only $26, and I hope it doesn't have those shades in it. All right, this next shimmer is more satiny. This next group of 3, there's a shimmer in here that feels more satiny. This one right here, it's kind of crumbling under my finger. Oh, that matte is nice and pigmented. Oh, that's not bad. Whoa, what's that about? This one also feels hard panned. I'll show you guys up close what it looks like. Both of the ones that look hard panned are not swatching like very good at all. That took quite a bit to rub that in. Look how bad it stained my finger. Holy smokes, you guys. I've never had a pressed pigment stain my finger this bad before. Oh gosh. Oh, these blues are not coming off. Oh goodness gracious. I don't even think I want to get that on my eyes. You know what? All of these dang shimmers that are nice and soft are really sandy. I do not like these. Ew. Like, I don't like the way this feels. They just feel like chunky and piecey sand. Just look at them. They just don't even swatch the greatest. These mattes suck too. Like the swatching here. All right, here's the shimmer I was thinking of using. Look how much I put on my finger. It's not even like translating to my hand very well. I kind of see why they discontinued this, I have to say. All of these pressed pigment mattes are just staining me like crazy. Okay, this matte is the only one that didn't feel hard panned. Still didn't swatch the greatest. Sorry I'm not calling out the shades, but this is only just a 10-pan palette. There's the full color story. swatched so much worse than it looked in the pan. I'm so sad. I'm really a little sad. I think the best shimmer was this one right here. The other ones, like honestly, they were hard to rub in. They just looked very chunky. I didn't like it. Let me show you guys a close-up of the matte shades. Like, do you see how this one looks hard panned already? And then the other one was this one right here. It almost even looks like a nick in it. But yeah, it's just like got a coating on top. This one too, just a little bit, but not as bad. The best mattes were the dark green and the dark blue. You can see the hard panning up close. Look at my fingers. These are not coming off. I don't have high hopes for this at all. I still think that very light shimmer would be super special on the eyes. There's nothing to do an inner corner highlight here because all of these are just too chunky. They wouldn't stay. I'm definitely gonna use a glitter glue with these. These aren't even gonna come off. Actually, they came off so much better than I thought it would because guess what? It didn't even swatch that well. I am not thrilled with the way this swatched. Honestly, the way that I'm feeling about it is that maybe some of these shimmers are a little bit too dark for the matte shades. Like they match the matte shades too much. In my opinion, I think that when you have like a very deep toned shimmer, you need to have an even deeper matte. I have said this before, like if you have a black based shimmer, please give me a black matte shade or at least make the matte shade darker than the shimmer is. Because otherwise it just blends in together and you can't create depth if that's something that you like to do, which I do happen to like to do. So I have primed my eyes using the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer and then set them. Okay, let's waste no more time. We're just gonna do it. I'm gonna start with this one all over. I'm gonna do just honestly my standard eye look because this palette is discontinued. I was kind of trying to find like a look that I could create online with this palette, but you know what? I'm so scared to use these shadows in a creative way because they're all just falling apart. Honestly, I don't know if I'll keep this palette after I'm done like testing it and whatnot. I don't have high hopes for it. All right, going in with that first purple, the lighter purple, which almost looks identical to the other one. Look how patchy it's already starting. Okay, maybe it doesn't like a natural hair bristle brush, so I'm gonna go into a synthetic one and see if that helps. No, not really. This is already not starting out great. I didn't even ask it to do that much. And this was the one that looked like the least hard panned too. Okay, this side did so much better. I think it doesn't like the natural haired brushes, so it is about using a synthetic brush with these. Sometimes the shadows that are a little bit thinner, the matte shades, do so much better with synthetic brushes for me. Okay, I was debating with the two blues and I initially thought I was gonna go with this one because it's like a navy blue, but this one has a little bit of teal in it when you look up close. I think we're gonna get a storm right now because I feel like I just saw lightning. Anyway, oh yeah, there it goes. I think I'm gonna use this one instead because it's just a little bit more unique. I'm taking a really, really fat packer brush with this and hoping that it comes out okay. Oh, this is the one that stains, you guys. I hope it blends. Blend for me, baby, blend. Oh, well, you know what? Let's just pray for packing. Let's just pray for that. Not even the blending. Let's just pray it gets to my freaking skin. Look how patchy that's already looking. Okay, let me get like a tighter packer brush. This is actually a Klarity Kosmetics K710. The long names that they do, and try and pack this because this is not doing well. I think it's so hard panned it's not even picking up on the brush. Are we starting to get rain? Look at the leaves out there. Oh, ideally this would be such a beautiful shade. The sky is rumbling. Well, I might be able to get it on. I don't think I'm gonna be able to build it up. Is kind of what it looks like. Let me do the same on the other side and then maybe let me go into that deeper blue. It's called Blooming Around and see if I can't deepen this up a little bit. I like that it's teal-ish and I don't really need it to be super deep, I guess. Maybe just like the bottom part of the lid, like this part right here. I'd like a little bit deeper. You guys, it's like just not sticking in places. I'm sure I can save it, but you know, how annoying. How annoying. All right, I'm wiping off the brush. I'm going into that deeper Blooming Around shade just for this bottom part out here. Tapping it on. I am going to blend this out a bit and go back into that first brush. This was a Colored Rain blending brush. And blend up here. I'm gonna blend the entire edge of this. Oh, well that was a mistake. It's already starting to like dissipate. What the okay, so don't do that. I don't know, guys. I don't know, guys. I think we're gonna get like a freaking down. Oh, there it comes. Okay, this like literally isn't staying. Like, hello, can you not? Like, I'm so scared to blend out the edges, you guys. Just anything out here, it's just like fading away. And it's like blending unevenly. Like maybe to you guys it doesn't look that bad, but like up close, and honestly just using so many different indie shadows, like at this point, you know, I feel like we just know. This is just not as easy to blend as some shades are. It honestly just feels like it's dissipating way too much. It's like obviously not even on both sides. Oh, I'm frustrated. Okay, I'm not sad that this was discontinued, okay? I'm gonna use the glitter primer from NYX. I don't dare try and use these without a glitter primer, or a glitter glue rather. Let's see, is this impactful enough? Okay, it goes on great with a glitter primer. It's actually got like a decent base to it. It's very light reflecting. I do like it. I feel like all of these shades you're gonna wanna use a glitter primer. My goodness. They're just so freaking chunky. They're getting all up in my eyelashes too. I don't like how chunky it looks on the lid. All right, other side. I'm literally taking the same side of the brush that I put the glitter primer on, and I am picking up the shadow because I think these literally it's just falling apart in the pan, like underneath the brush. Have you guys experienced that with the Klarity Cosmetics formula, that like some of these shimmers are sandy feeling? Okay, it is so chunky on the side. Do you see how it like doesn't look like it's on that one spot? Like I feel like I need to rub it in with my finger, or like just pat it down because it's so thick on that side. And now it's all in my eyelashes and all over my face. I'm just gonna cut my edges out if I can, because you know this shade just stains. Welcome to my stormy video today. I'm just doing like extra blending because this side still looked a little patchy. This didn't apply as dark on the other side. Did that make sense? This side wasn't as dark as that side. Oh my gosh, are we gonna see lightning? All right, I'm taking that big, again, just crazy packer brush and marrying these two shades just a little bit more together. All right, we're doing some Ardell Wispies. I got these probably at, I don't know, Big Lots or something like that for $1.99, as you can see. They're just the original Ardell Wispies. I guess it's like 122, whatever that means. The number or the style. Because these are so like little and wispy, and they might be too little and wispy, I'm not gonna cut any of them off. So I'm just gonna go into my Moira 2-in-1 Lash Adhesive and liner. All right, I kind of did that liner uneven. I feel like I'm gonna go into the eye-catching dip liner from Moira Beauty. This one is in Mulberry. Will I like that? I don't know. It's kind of like a burgundy shade, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I actually think that liner was a good idea. It's kind of pretty. Not just like black, like it added a little bit of color. I mean, I see it. I don't know if you guys can see it back in the camera. The only thing I don't love about these wispies is they don't stay super well for me because the band is just so thin. But so far I think it looks good. I'm gonna go do my base so we can come back and do something with this lower lash line. I'm trying to decide between these two colors for the waterline. You know what? I'm gonna use this one. This color is like turquoise. It's called Power Trip in the waterline. And it is a shifty one, but it's pretty deep. Like bluish green teal. It's one of the multi-chrome liners from ColourPop, because I think that gives me everything that I'm looking for. It's like green, blue, and purple all in one. I feel like I have to marry these two shades together because the blue kind of stained down here. So I'm gonna go with this shade on the lower lash line, at least initially, which is the Blooming Around shade. It was like the deeper blue. I'm going like all the way across, but it's kind of sticking where I'm putting it. It's not like blending out, at least not with this brush. All right, now I'm going back into Just Pollen Your what? Just Pollen Your Leg. Okay, which was that lighter purple that I put up here to buff this out and see if it lightens it a little bit. Oh, how I'm not loving anything that's going on in the lower lash line. All right, Beauty Bay High Key mascara, lower lash line, here we go. Okay, the look is done, so it's time for my final thoughts. You know, I've got a lot of palettes in my collection at this point, and while this could be a really pretty color story, even to do something more monochromatic in the green department, in the blue department, in the purple department, if I was thinking of like 3 separate looks that I wanted to do with it, I just am not a fan of this formula. The mattes here just really didn't perform. I showed you guys that they looked like they were already hard panning, and every one of these shimmers, aside from actually like this blue one over here, actually maybe this green one too, that are more satin and not light reflecting, are very chunky, sandy bad chunky, not my kind of chunky. Ugh, like this one was the worst. The one that I ended up using, I mean, it's like it feels like sand. And one of their newer releases was like the Dead Rose palette. I'll see if I can pop up a picture here if I can remember what it is and it's still available for purchase, but it had a silver glitter shade in it also that was also super sandy. And I have some of their bigger palettes, and it's usually like one of those shades will be of that kind of consistency and that kind of texture. Here I feel like it's the 3 out of the 5. And the mattes didn't even perform that well. I was having trouble building depth and blending this out. This shade right here was diffusing into nothing. It was starting to get really patchy. Oh, sorry, it was this shade here. And so I was trying to build with this one. They're also very similar colors anyway. They could have done a better job at making a variety between the 2 purples and the 2 blues. I mean, if you're gonna do a monochromatic, there could have been a little bit of variety, because I don't think there was enough in those 2 double shades, I guess. I don't mind the look that I created. It's just that playing with these palettes, there are often times where I come up here and I'll do a look, and it is so fast to create something like this, especially because this is a standard eye look that I do all of the time. Something stupid boring that I use literally 3 different shades and I'm done, essentially. And sometimes I can film so quickly. This one is just like making me work for it. So, not a fan of this quality at all. No. Ew, just like everything about it to me was an absolute no, besides the color story. And even then, it's not a color story that I grab that often. I could see myself using this to have fun and play with, but it's not like an everyday palette for me. Even if I wanted to do something colorful and fun and a little bit deep on an everyday basis, this would not be the palette that I ended up grabbing. So, I mean, okay, great. It's totally discontinued. I don't think it needs to come back. Not in that formula anyway. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed day 7 of Palette a Day. For however many days it takes me to get through these, I think I'm at somewhere close to 60 at this point that I've hauled this year for my new indie brand eyeshadows, meaning I have like 53 left to go. So I hope you guys subscribe and stick around for days 8 through 53. I'm out of here, you guys, and I hope to catch y'all in my next video. Bye.